on time to the hour and time to the half hour. I'm going to start with time to the hour. This should be a review for you from first grade, which is why we're doing both together. So I've got my Judy clock here to help us to show how the clock moves. And then you should have your clock that you created that I put in your bag ready to go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the Judy clock. So the Judy clock shows us all the different pieces of the clock. Okay, I colored your little clock to match this one to help it out a little bit. If you see, our longest hand that reaches all the way up to the minutes is our minute hand, and our small hand, our red hand, is our hour hand. So let's talk a little bit about that. So when we look at our clock, our red numbers around the inside, those are our hours. Between each of the hours, if you go even further up, you've got all these little tick marks all the way around. And as you go through each tick mark, you can count how many. So if we start at the 12, that's our 0. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You should be noticing that each hour mark has a 5-minute spot in between. So if we counted, we could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and at the 12 you have 60, which is because 60 minutes is 1 hour. Okay, so when the minute hand goes all the way around, that's halfway through right there. So that's your half hour. And it goes all the way up. We've hit 1 full hour. And if you notice, now your hour hand is missing because it's underneath your minute hand. Okay, so if we do another hour, 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 minutes, that means that our hour hand, we moved from 11 to 12 and now 12 to 1. So that's another hour has passed, okay? So anytime we show minutes or time to the hour, or showing what time it is, what hour it is, our minute hand will always be pointing at the 12, the 60, or basically the 0 when we're starting a new hour. So there's your minute hands on your 12, and your hour hand points to the hour you're in. So all you have to do is look at that hour hand, and if it's pointing right at that 1 and the minute hand is up at the 12, it is 1 o'clock. Okay, so I'm going to move forward a little bit, go a couple hours. Okay, now we've got our minute hand at the 12, which means it's the hour, it's the start of a new hour, and our hour hand is at our 4, so now it is 4 o'clock. Okay, if we go another couple hours later, our minute hand again is at our 12, which means we're in a new hour, and our hour hand is pointing at the number 7, which means it is 7 o'clock. Okay, so you can use this to help you out, but let's start on the paper. Okay, so we've got time to the hour. Let me get you guys focused in a little bit more. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in our clock. Parents, if you're ever looking for anything, there is directions down here on how they want you to complete this. Sometimes we would complete this in class, sometimes we wouldn't. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to complete the clock. So we're going to fill in the missing numbers. Well, this is nice and easy. So 12 is the end of it, but what do we start with? We start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and now remember, if we look between these, we can count the minutes in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could keep going all the way around, and when we get to 12, we'd be at 60 again. It says, draw hands on the clock to show 4 o'clock. Write the time in. Okay, so we know that our long hand, we're going to make this reach up, 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 up. I like to make it almost touch those minute hands. Okay, And then we're going to point to the 4. So we want to point at the 4, but we don't want to touch it because our hour hand, remember our hour hand is smaller. So we're going to show this as 4 o'clock. Okay, let's go to the inside. Okay, it says on an analog clock, this is an analog clock. This is your digital clock. I'm going to get this a little more focused for you guys because it does not seem to be greatly focused. Oh, that's so much better. There we go. Okay, so on an analog clock, the hour hand points to the hour. So here's your hour hand pointing to your hour. The minute hand points to the minute. It is longer. So the minute hand, remember, it has to be longer because it reaches way all the way past the hour up to the minutes. That way you can point at the minutes. Okay. Excuse me. So you've got your minute hand in blue, your hour hand in red. A digital clock. Oh, that's what we forgot on the other side. We forgot to write in the time. What time is it, guys? It's 4 o'clock. So put in that 4. Okay, let's go back. Sorry about that. A digital clock shows the hour and the minutes on a screen. So you've got the hour is first, then you've got your colon, which is the difference between hours and minutes. And so that would say 3 o'clock. So 3 and no minutes. So we're going to trace in that 3. Okay, so use the clock, tell what time is shown. So we can use our little clock. So we've got our minute hand on the 12 and our hour hand on the 9. So what time is it, guys? It's 9 o'clock. So we're going to write it into our digital clock. So it's 9. Do we have any minutes? Nope, we're starting at 0. So 9 o'clock means 0 minutes, and then put your 9 in. Okay, let's do our next one. We're going to have minute hand on the 12 and our hour hand on the 11. So if it's 0 minutes, what hour? It is 11 o'clock. Again, this should be a review from last year. Uh-oh, this one's tricky. So minute hand's going to go all the way up to the 12. And our hour hand, whoops, is going to go all the way down to our 6. So it is 0 minutes, and the hour is 6 o'clock. Nice job. Okay. It says, how is an analog clock similar to a number line? Well, what happens on a number line? We go what? In order. So our analog clock is just like a number line. We always make sure that when we're traveling, we're going what we call clockwise, which means we're going in number order. So if we're going this way, we're going the wrong way because numbers go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so let's flip it over so you guys know what you're supposed to do. On this page, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use your clock, tell what time is shown, write the time. If you don't need your clock, you don't have to use it. You can just look straight at this and do it. So go through this. This one wants you to draw the hands on the clock. So I'm going to do one of these for you because I want you guys to really make sure that you have a long hand and a short hand. So 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, where would our minute hand be? Minute hand is always where on the hour. Minute hand is always all the way up. So we're going to go up and touch that 12 and then turn it into an arrow. Okay, and it's 5 o'clock. So our little hand is going to point at our 5, but it's not going to touch it. Okay, so make sure you have a long hand and a short hand. And we've got the 5 o'clock hour and no minutes have passed yet. Okay, nice job. So on the back, you guys are going to go through this and this and this. And I think you could probably do this one too. If you guys have any questions on this, let me know. And I will see you at the Zoom next. Bye, guys.